I just said we're live with the audio, right?
I can choose.
Whichever.
I can choose plebeian.
Yeah. I don't know. I say plebeian market. I think Brits say it differently.
Plebeian market.
to Simply
Market.
Bitcoin.
Plebeian Marcus.
Oh, plebeian market.
Let me change my handle. Sounds better than
Plebeian Marcus.
Yeah, I like it. New alt account.
We live?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, no, that she was just the best sex that I ever had in my life.
What?
Okay. That's
Wow.
what
All
we're
right.
doing
Welcome,
That's
everybody.
on the record.
Welcome in. This is Meme Factory stream test number 83. As anybody who watches with any regularity, you'll know that there will never be anything other than a stream test. That way they can't shut us down because it's not real. This evening, we are joined by not Barry, because he couldn't make it, but other Barry. Barry, say hi.
What's the difference?
Oh,
Barry, what is the difference between you and other Barry?
just when I became a cyborg. I like to say it's when I became a Bitcoiner.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen the show here before, but we ran through the actual sponsors at the beginning there, and then I've also sent you the ad copy from Suscorp that they require our guests to read. If you could pop in your DMs and pull that up, I'd love if you could just read that sucker, and then we can get on with the show. That'd be great.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Other Barry, and this episode of the Meme Factory podcast is brought to you by Suscorp, their new environmental product, Smell-O-Scope Ultimate. If you ever wondered why your favorite national journalist or local politician is colluding in the air with more than just hot air, want to keep in line with their own carbon restriction policies, well, Suscorp has you covered. Introducing Smell-O-Scope Ultimate. This innovative little tool combines the best of our classic rump gas flowage for tracking methane emissions from the rear and Gas Pass Tracker, which monitors CO2 output from the mouth into one. Our patented molecule mixer technology makes it easier than ever to discern between bad policy and bad digestion. With every speech, every debate, you'll be running the numbers, keeping them honest and literally holding them accountable for their emissions. Fun fact, did you know that emissions from politicians are believed to be 8,000 times more harmful than regular emissions? Oh, yes, indeed. If that politician is seated, woe betide your olfactory senses, my friend. Just light the fires and kick the tires. Clear up those skies with Smell-O-Scope Ultimate. Strap it in their mouth and watch as our advanced carbon cutoff kicks in, limiting their oxygen when their output goes too gassy. Smell-O-Scope Ultimate, because holding your politicians accountable should be more than just a figure of speech.
You are damn right it should be. Good job, Barry.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you, Gregory.
Yay, nice job.
Yeah.
we can get paid now.
All right. Next up, we do sandwiches, but I forgot to have you introduce yourself to anybody who's watching. So, do that. Do that thing where you say who you are.
I'm Other Barry, and I make memes, mostly making fun of Greg and Yellow, but sometimes about Bitcoin.
Who's the
I
original
asked for the
Barry?
mic. He's dead.
Yeah, he is.
Is that?
Barry Senior.
Well, I'm kind of Barry and Other Barry. Like, there's a little bit of Barry still here, but mostly it's Other Barry.
So you're just saying you have multiple personality disorder.
It's
okay.
Yeah,
a lot of us deal with it.
Yeah. No, you understand.
I was always thinking it was like Barry Bonds. Like you're the other Barry. Barry Bonds.
When he goes to
Are you an alt
When he
account
goes to Jim-
of Barry Silver?
Is it Barry Silver?
No,
Barry
not
Manilow?
Barry. Silver.
That's the other Barry.
Barry Manilow?
Yeah,
when he goes to
that one.
Jamaica, he's Raspberry.
All right. We got something more important.
Wait, no, I know which one. It's Barry Obama.
Who's that?
No. It's Barry Hussein.
No.
Obama, right?
So there's many Barrys.
Some-
Barry Hussein. Obama.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm all of them.
All right. Let's go over to BDSM, see what kind of sandwiches they have ready for us today.
Ooh.
Cold berry and other berry. Other berry.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Why
I'm
does Becca
gonna stop you there.
Barry took her
I'm
mic.
gonna stop you
Always
there.
messes up.
Why, whenever you
No,
pick up,
You don't get.
yeah, whatever you're saying, we're not hearing it,
Can't
woman.
hear you.
Oh shit.
That's
better?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, move the camera. That'll make it better.
That's
Yeah,
great.
talk behind the board. Make sure.
Tell them that she's-
Nothing.
Oh god
I
damn it!
think her mic stuck when she does her Sammys.
I think
don't know,
she
you guys.
you must do
I'm gonna
Rusty's
start
audio.
giving up
There
here.
we go.
Now
Now I can
Better?
hear you.
That's better?
There you go.
Okay.
That's better?
We have another berry tart. Okay, tart filled with yellow barberry.
Let's pretend we're here.
Hand-picked
Sounds
by
delicious.
the newest manufacturing.
This is horrible.
So, our second one is yellow special brown. It's a super organic 60-31 poop to fudge ratio, topped with handmade vanilla ice cream, also made by our intern Rope. So it's
God
gonna
damn
take
it.
a while. So this one's a mailed express
Had
delivery.
nothing to do with
And
you.
it comes with yellow. It comes
Not ice
with
cream.
mic privileges. So if you eat the whole brownie, you get mic privileges.
I didn't
So
sign
you
up
might
for
wanna
that.
Think about
No.
that.
That's not ice cream. Sorry.
You're not supposed to call them Rope.
Tell him after he orders, okay?
Sammy, marinated Red Bull, 570 days. So we
Fine
got
bits.
some good dessert options for you today.
Crypto cloaks.
Yeah. I can't go with anything sponsored by Coinbits. I hate those guys.
Why?
Oh,
Get him out of
drop the
here.
hammer.
real
Drop the
sponsor.
hammer.
I-
Hey,
you
what
a
is Coinbits do? What does Coinbits
you-
he
do?
never
Are
lets
you a
he never lets me
Coinbase
win
guy?
the meme coin tots.
You like
No, I'm not
Is
a
he a
Coinbase.
Swan
Are you
maximalist?
sponsored by Swan?
No.
Barry, where did the Coinbits touch you?
Sponsored by Swan.
They
On the
they
microphone.
touched me in all the meme contests that I never won.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I get it.
Holding a grudge.
Because Rope wins them all.
Whoa. No, that's not true at all.
Yeah, it's
Never
definitely not
mind.
true. What happens is I make a dope ass meme, then
I
Rusty
thought-
takes it and makes it look prettier, and then he gets the money. That's what happens.
Hate the player, hate the game, Greg. Hate the game, Greg.
I do. I hate the game.
That's true though.
I know. Figured it was easier to invite him in, you know?
He will come here like Rusty. He will go. Yeah, that's a cool meme, but like yeah, I can retouch it like yeah, and it makes it move a little bit like a cloud there and there,
Yeah.
and it's like a Rusty meme now.
Now it's Rusty's.
It's
And
rustified.
it moves.
Yes.
Yeah.
It moves.
It moves,
Like,
yeah, it moves. The
literally-
clouds move.
Literally, Other Barry's profile picture is an example of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had to change it 3 times.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Wait, which sandwich did he pick?
Yeah, what sandwich did you pick?
Oh yeah.
I didn't pick one. She just took them away from me.
Good. You don't get a sandwich.
No
That's the
sandwich,
story
no
of your
mic.
life.
What do you think, Becca? Does he get a sandwich or no?
Barry, go. So choose one, Barry.
Yeah, I'll take the another berry.
Another berry tart.
Mhm.
Nice.
Give me
Lane,
the
it's
I made
yellow
all
poops.
that ice cream. I made all that ice cream for nothing. You know how sore my arm is?
Were you churning hard? Were you churning? Was that what it
It's
was?
a lot of churning.
Dude,
A lot of churning.
I'm cramping right now.
one ounce at a time. All right, Barry. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at your fiat job, or is that off the table for this evening?
We can talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
I manage some people who sell some loans to some people who need money. So I'm a loan advisor at a mortgage company, but I also manage a team of loan advisors.
Okay.
So I help people refinance, buy homes, that sort of stuff.
Solar loans too? Do you do any solar loans by chance? Just wondering.
Not specific solar loans. We'll refinance your solar loan, maybe, depending on how it's titled.
Okay.
What if it's titled
They're really
not
complicated.
a solar loan?
Yeah.
Or if it's titled loan for other purposes, you can't do it.
Identify as a solar loan.
What if it identifies as like a pool construction loan?
Not well versed in pool construction loans, but solar loans or anything that goes on title with universal.
That's okay.
Whatever UCC is.
We have a local expert in pool construction loans. Yellow, could you tell us a little bit about them?
What?
Since you are a local pool construction loan expert, I was asking if you could tell us a little bit about them. Amazing.
Wow.
Now, Barry, what are you seeing happening in the market now? We all know the Fed's been raising rates like a psychopath, faster than any time since Volcker and the Fed put in the 70s. How is that affecting your marketplace?
Pretty brutally. From the tops in like 2020, 2021, by now we're maybe back up to only being down about 50%. But I mean, end of last year, we were probably down, 90-ish% from the sales that we were seeing at the top.
Whoa.
And my company is a company that's doing well by kind of breaking even or making a little bit of money. Like I think Q4 or Q1 this year, I think it's Q4 last year, Quicken or Rocket now lost like $500 million or something. So a lot of mortgage companies are shutting down or just losing lots of money.
You mentioned Quicken and Rocket Mortgage. I'm wondering, they're fairly new players on the scene with mortgages. How has that technological development impacted you as well?
They're just the biggest player in the game. So Quicken, who became Rocket, I don't know, it's like 1 in 4 mortgages in the United States or something has been originated by them. I don't know if that's exact, but it's something crazy like that. Their mission, my wife worked for them at one point, but their mission is basically to be like the go-to place for anything mortgage. Like they want to eliminate every other mortgage company.
Okay, so they're basically trying to have themselves and BlackRock take over the entire housing market.
Correct.
And speaking of BlackRock, what I've read is that they're basically just like buying everything, no matter what the price. Are you seeing anything in that? Like, do you see any type of that action, or is that just BS coming off of Twitter?
It may be happening. I don't see it because we're not competing with them. Like, we'd be competing with a cash offer as a lender. So like, we don't know who's buying the house on the other side.
Gotcha. Okay. And then if you had to be trapped in a TV show, which one would it be and why?
In a TV show?
Yeah, TV show.
Oh man, that's a hard one.
I know. I dropped the hard hitters, man. People can't handle them.
You didn't prep me for this one. I'm gonna go with
Archer, maybe.
Sure.
Archer.
I know, right? It was right there. It was right there the whole time.
Fuck you, Greg.
No?
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, we'll go with Archer. Thank you, Yellow.
And why?
Why?
Why? What is
because why?
Why?
What?
Do you have any whipped cream?
Where?
I do have some whipped cream, but
Got a lot
why?
of it over here.
Why are you? That's just vanilla ice cream, and we all know it, Rope.
Okay, let's get serious, guys. Everybody, what made you get orange peel and get in this face?
Oh, we're not asking that question.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened to me. So, what's your obsession with the mic? Do you get that space let's talk about it. You do get that space. Nobody gets the mic, right? Why?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So why do you want the mic? And what would you say if you get the mic after the 100K? Because I told you, you're gonna be the first one that's gonna get the mic in the space that we hit 100K. You're gonna be the first one. The second one is gonna be Marty because for some reason he's copying your meme, your thing, and he thinks it's funny.
That's what he does.
On Rusty.
Yeah.
You
So-
want to know why, Yellow?
Okay, you get the mic. What do you say?
You asked me two questions. Which one do you want me to answer?
All of them.
Both.
If I get the mic at 100K, I think I'll tell everyone that Rope's sister was the best sex of my life, and then in space.
Dude, I got you on this show, and this is how you're gonna repay me right here. I was like, Barry will do it. Let me call in a favor,
Hold on.
and this is where we're going.
Does this
Well-
make other Barry and Rob brothers?
Nah, Eskimo brothers, maybe.
Eskimo brothers is the proper term.
Well, in Alabama, isn't it the same thing?
Not always. You would think that,
It
but
shouldn't
you don't
happen
know.
anywhere outside of Alabama, I think is what you're getting at.
Well, look, don't fade Mississippi like that, okay?
Yeah,
Do not
come
forget
on.
about them.
I know, I forgot about Arkansas too. My bad.
Exactly.
Arkansas.
Okay, so
I always
you do
thought that's
know-
just where pirates from Kansas went.
You do know, other body, you do know that the second you get the mic, I'm rag pulling the space, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fully prepared for that.
Okay. Okay. So we understand each other. Okay.
Yeah. But I only asked because at first I just wanted to tell everybody how great the watermelon meme was.
Doug,
Dad.
you got to tell that story. I don't think everybody watching knows.
Oh my God.
Tell us about the watermelon. Yellow's best meme that he worked so hard on.
No.
Hands down,
Well,
best meme ever.
But I get it now. After I've made a bunch of video memes that took me hours and hours or days, and it gets 6 likes, and then I make something that's bullshit with Sailor saying there is no second best, and it goes viral for hundreds. Like I get it now, but at the time I was like, just everybody liked the meme that Yellow hates. It'll be funny.
And it was funny.
It was.
Yeah, Becca knows.
Yeah.
So,
But then you kept reacting, so I just kept doing it.
mm-hmm.
Oh, that was weird.
I thought we were doing a bit the whole time.
Well, yeah. It is a big,
Giving,
right?
giving away the alpha. There you go.
What? Did you borrow Becca's mic?
What?
Yeah, what's happening with your mic, Rob? Like you're here, like
Can you hear me?
What?
Are you doing the rusty thing to me right now?
No, we're not.
No.
No, I heard you there.
nope.
Okay. Fuck you, Craig.
Anytime. Now, Rope said he's the one that got you on the show, and that's only a half truth. The other part of the truth is that you and Anhans are the two that constantly make fun of me the most, and the most brutal ways. And that has endeared you to my wife. So she was wondering when we could get Barry on the show. So that's the other half of how you got here.
Yeah. She really liked the times that I was making fun of you for your stupid orbs.
Yeah, anytime.
Dude, the orb phase. Oh.
Bear markets. What are you gonna
It
do?
was horrible.
Was that even in a bear market?
Maybe, I don't know. Don't make
No.
me bring it back.
21.
It was a
Never
40
took off.
What do you mean it never took
I-
off? Weineck
I
is
think
addicted.
the orb meme only was liked by Craig and Wanicus.
Mhm.
None else. Nobody else. Everyone else hated it.
I will say this. The orb meme was better than the fighter pilot meme. And Greg hasn't had that one really go out so far to Twitter yet.
Are you talking about the missile guidance system?
Yes.
Don't disrespect the missile guidance system. It
That's
knows
the
where
worst.
it knows where it is because it knows where it isn't, and it subtracted the difference between where it is and where it isn't. So it always knows where it is, Sean. All right.
And like
You know-
I said,
you know,
so all Twitter can know that is the worst meme out right now.
Some memes that Craig likes, I really play like I hate them, but I really like them. Like the car from the what's the car name? The car name.
The Bigfoot XL.
The Bigfoot XL. Like that meme was hilarious. Like
Yes.
me trying to explain to you that's not the Bitcoin car, and you playing. What do you mean? It has like force power of like, and you explaining the technicals. That was a fucking great meme, right? I was playing that. I hated that, but like no, the orb meme I really didn't get. I really didn't get it.
There was nothing to get. It was stupid, and I enjoyed that nobody was getting it.
Well, what about the banana bread meme? What were we supposed to get out of that? Yellow?
Banana
Ask the
bread
guest
meme
a question,
is
guys.
universal liked. What are you talking about?
Mhm.
I'm gonna mute Marcus. That was some bullshit.
Marcus, yeah, we're talking. Marcus is in the paradise, like between fairy tales. And
Marcus, what's your question for Barry?
I don't even know if he's knows he's unmuted.
Marcus?
I got a question for Barry. Who are you orange pilling right now?
Oh,
Ooh. Right now, I've already kind of orange pilled everybody around
Fuck you,
me.
Greg.
Twice in one night.
I made my wife buy Bitcoin at the top. Whoops. She still holds it, but I'm trying to get her to buy more.
That's tough.
if you like it
Yeah,
at 69, you'll like it at 15.
Yes.
Yeah, I was also like, it's going up tomorrow. You got to do it tonight. Dropped like 10K.
That's how it always happens. Always.
There.
All right, so you have and are continually trying to orange pill your wife, if I understand that correctly.
Yeah, I mean, again, she bought some, but she needs to contribute to the stack.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a selfless act. You want to figure out a way to stack more corn, and you figure you could tap into a second salary. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's John Rockefeller right there, laughing his ass off.
What is the one insight you have that other people don't have since you're working in the mortgage industry there?
Nice question, Marcus.
That's a great question. I have noticed this, but I mean, consumer debt is skyrocketing and not coming down. People have kind of gotten adjusted to the rate, so there's no more shock, and just the amount of credit card debt that we're refinancing would blow you away. We do loans where we've consolidated $100,000 in just revolving credit card debt.
Jeez.
Yeah, there are people, like, not many of them, but there are people who never refinance their home out of their 2012 loan at 4.5 or 5 or whatever into the 2s and 3s, and now they're on the back end where the rates are going up and they can't make the payments anymore. So their options are going to be, well, no, like their credit card debt that's tied to the Fed rate goes up, and again, it's just building. So again, you've got $100,000 in credit card debt, that payment's going up. So you're either going to refinance or go bankrupt. So that's what I'm looking out for, is if there's an uptick in personal bankruptcies.
How hard is it to finance somebody who's been through a bankruptcy?
It depends how long out and what products
The
are
CBDC
available,
is.
but you need at least 1 year, in most cases, to, and I think the longest on a bankruptcy is 4. 7 on a foreclosure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sean, you had a question?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, were you around doing loans back in 2008 during all that fiasco?
No, I had just graduated college.
Was there like did you go straight into being like a mortgage, a loan officer at that time, or how did that work out? Like like what kind of lessons did you guys learn or take from that time that you're still, that either you've forgotten now or that are being used still to this day?
Sure. Again, I wasn't around there. What we're not doing now that they are, I'm sorry, what we're not doing now that they did do back then, in most cases, you do have to prove that you can actually pay the loan back. So like there's actual income documentation and stuff now rather than like no income, no document loans. And there are some like hard money lenders that will do that, but not for any like regulated product. And then there's a lot less ARMs than there were back then. So a much higher percentage of the market is fixed rate products that don't go up when rates jump.
Mm-hmm.
I just googled the ownership percentage of Americans owning like house. Interesting enough, it's like around 65%. I would expect to be higher with the what's it, like land rights you guys have there.
The American dream.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The white picket.
65% achieved.
Yeah. Here in Greece is like and we're out like of 10-year austerity. That plays a part also, and it's around 75. So what do you guys think? What do you think it's happening there? Why are people, I guess, are turning to renting than owning or going homeless?
A couple reasons. I mean, there's always the qualification factor. So, some people just don't qualify for a mortgage or don't have the cash to buy a home. And then, like, I'm renting right now. I sold an investment property in my house in 2021. And then, what we thought we would do is wait out the market for a year or two and let it bottom out. Not sure if that's going to happen, but some people prefer to rent. They'd rather not have to be responsible for maintenance and shit like that, I think.
Is that like, do you think a factor plays that you guys like to every 10 years like change state? Like going after for a better job, like, because you guys do that, right?
Doing it more and more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's part of it. It's easier to move after a lease is up than sell a house.
I'm just curious, right? Like what you're describing, right? You're describing people taking on like a bunch of credit card debt, rolling that over. Interest rates are going up. Like the payments on those loans are going up. It's becoming harder and harder to pay. If the Fed keeps raising rates, it's only going to get worse. Like, what is the mindset of those people, and how do you see this playing out? I mean, you're describing this, but what do you see happening next? Or are the rates going to come back down and people going to roll it over again and again, or what happened? Is it an issue? Is it not an issue?
So typically, yeah, people they call it kind of like the forever refinance wave, where people always have credit card debt. They always have usually always had increasing equity in their home to roll it over. So it's kind of almost like a kick the can down the road. Now, if you take your bad debt and you put it into good debt, and then you actually don't acquire more bad debt while you're paying off your mortgage, you can really, really help yourself. But usually the bigger issue is that the person with all that credit card debt goes out and gets more credit card debt. So that's what you see on the consumer side. I don't know what will happen if rates go really high up. I mean, that will tamper demand no matter what. But when rates go up on mortgages, they're also going up on credit cards. So it kind of helps. It kind of, feeds into itself, but I don't know what's going to happen if rates go up to 10%.
What's interesting to me is like, how do credit card companies qualify someone, like say you already have $50,000 of credit card debt that you're not paying off, how do you qualify for another credit card of like $25,000?
Sure. In those cases, you usually have to have a significant income behind it. When you get to that level of credit card debt, you usually also have high levels of income too. But again, like this day and age, a lot of people that are making $100,000 or $150,000 a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. That level just depends on how much you're making.
Does anybody ever tell these people like this is not a good idea? Like you shouldn't do it?
Yeah, and I mean there are
Dave Ramsey does.
Tell them not to take out the credit card debt.
When they apply for like another $25,000 credit card debt, like you were just saying.
No, the incentives aren't there, Marcus. If you're asking the person you're getting the credit card from, if you should get it, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I make a commission on this. Here you go."
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best idea you had today.
They're like, I need you to get this credit card debt so I can pay off my credit card debt.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have to talk to anybody to get a credit card. You just get an advertisement in the mail and sign up online.
Jesus Christ.
Now they come in like via text message. You just click a link. You hop on Credit Karma and check your credit. It's like you have 3 new credit card offers. You just click this button, you got it. It's easy.
Hey, you want some free cash?
Don't use Credit Karma.
Then again, it's not free.
Whatever your credit score is on Credit Karma is off by
30 points,
up to 100 points.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've seen it real bad.
Yeah. But no,
like
the real reason not to use it is because they sell your data. But
so wait, you give your information to Credit Karma to help improve your score because that's what they advertise, and at the same time they're advertising credit cards to you.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, so shit like that. That's why, Marcus.
Did you see that one TikTok of this guy? He was like, "So I thought I bought my car."
Yeah, we all saw it.
Yeah,
everybody saw it.
Yeah, we saw it. From.
Very.
Sean, I'm sorry. Quick. Shut up, Rope. Here, go ahead, Sean.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Was it the TikTok dance?
What was it? Yeah. Tell us about the TikTok video, Sean.
He was flossing up in there, doing a little floss move. No, go ahead, Rope. I'm fine. We all saw it.
I want to see.
Apparently, everyone in the chat saw it too. It was that popular of a video.
Everybody knew what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Did you have a Bitcoin Miami shirt on? What is that?
Yeah, man. Miami.
Buddy. Nostr. Fly.
You know about that, boy?
Nothing. Rope, go ahead.
Yeah, Barry, real quick. So I noticed today you kind of made a venture into a new territory for you. You broke a pretty huge story. You broke a pretty huge story. It was also backed up by Bob Malakis. You even had photographic evidence of this poop in the bag. Can you talk about that for a minute? Where were you able to get this this information?
Yeah, that's a great question, Rope.
Was it though?
What I can tell you?
Was it though a great question? Was it?
Chris, I'm gonna shit myself.
Was it though a great question?
Was it a great question?
Yeah, that was a great question.
Thank you.
Yellow leave? Did Yellow just leave?
I think you left, yeah.
I gotta leave too, guys. I'm sorry.
Marcus, good seeing you, man. Thanks for coming by tonight.
See you, Marcus.
Ciao.
Keep playing, Marcus. Oh.
All right, so I promised my dad to ask you this question. He wanted to know about like foreign investors. So we hear about specifically Chinese investors coming over to the U.S. and buying a lot of property. Do you get involved in that at all? Do you see any of that in the market where you're working or no?
have to have a social security number
Yeah.
to get
Also,
a
another
mortgage.
question: other than Bitcoin, what other rabbit hole are you going?
I think yellow might be broken.
On mute.
All right, so if they have a social security number, they should be able to get a mortgage.
Yeah, so we don't see that. Like, I'm assuming those are all cash buyers.
Gotcha. So foreign nationals are a no. All right.
Because you have to have a social.
I think there's a lot more of that in like Canada, though.
Yes, they had to, the government put in regulation for foreign buyers that I think they banned them for 2 years in the cities, but they can still buy property like outside of a non-city center. So I don't really know what that's going to do outside of driving prices outside of the city. So we'll see.
Well,
They just driving them to the suburbs.
Well, or like the smaller towns. As they only banned it in Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, Calgary. So 4 cities, and there's like 7 cities in Canada, and the rest are like small towns and smaller cities. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Barry, you were saying that you need a social security card, but what about businesses?
Yeah, I mean they'll get a business mortgage rather than a residential mortgage.
Yeah, I guess that's how.
So like
they could come in as a foreign, as if they've set up a business in the U.S.
Yeah, that's possible. That's just not. I just don't do any business lending, so there's nothing that I see.
Makes sense.
You know, this is my favorite question to ask people who have real fiat jobs is, what is the most annoying question you get on a daily basis? Like, what's the dumbest thing people just say to you far too often?
Like my employees?
Employees, customers, it's usually the customers, right? It's usually the customers that are coming in and asking, like, what? Call you up and say, what's my rate? Before you've talked to
anybody. Yeah, on the client side, it's what's my rate?
Begs the question, what is it on the coworker side?
Oh God, it's just a lot of whining.
Are you having trouble keeping people at the office? We hear a lot on the news these days about labor shortages.
Not necessarily. I mean, any sales position that we've always had a little bit of naturally high turnover. So I don't think that's any worse than it is and has been in the past. So we can still get people in the seats. That necessarily hasn't been a problem for us.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say that the worst question that coworkers asked you is, how many Bitcoin do you have?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I do get asked that question.
Oh, they know you're a Bitcoiner.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Are you evangelizing in the office? Or do you go to the bathroom to do that?
Oh, no. In the office.
Okay, nice. Let everybody know.
Water cooler talk or urinal talk?
Both.
It's one of my favorite euphemisms. If I have to drop a number deuce, I'll be like, I gotta go file some paperwork. I'll be back. It's a family-friendly show, guys. Come on now.
Oh, wait, Yellow, do that laugh real quick.
Oh, the Greg laugh?
Yes.
Yeah, do it, Yellow.
That's so good.
Greg, do you have a fake sales laugh?
Yeah.
You just heard it.
Was that it?
Is that it?
Was that it?
No, I don't know.
No, that wasn't the fake sales laugh. That was a genuine laugh.
One.
Just wasn't the deep laugh. Like that?
Oh my God. He's having a stroke, guys.
You're the one having a stroke.
Ah.
Well, actually, that was Rope earlier with the ice cream. Now,
Worth it.
Orange creamsicle.
I'm worried that we're going to see a repeat of the 2008 housing bubble collapse if these rates keep
Don't be, baby. I got this.
You're worried about the same collapse?
Do you see anything different in the way the market is structured now? Like you talked about there being less arm loans. Do you see anything different in the way how the real estate market residentially is structured that might protect it from another 2008? Or
I do think people are less levered than they were back then. With that being said, part of the reason that I look at or will pay attention to bankruptcy rates and things like that is because that's what's going to drive housing prices down on the margin, is when you have to sell. When like it's I have to sell my house, or it's going to go into foreclosure, or foreclosures do start happening, and then that affects housing prices, because housing prices go down and everything's tied to housing prices, just like it was last time. And no one has any equity, then no one can get out of their bad debt.
So you're saying that people are less levered now than they were back then, but you're saying that this is the highest credit card debt that we've ever seen before. So less levered in real estate and more levered in credit card debt?
Correct.
So the mistake you guys did last time was not going big enough.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, what do you mean, you people?
You guys. I said you guys, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, not girls? There's not women involved in this?
And
Oh, God damn it.
Owners too.
Sean, what was the TikTok dance you saw? I'm really curious.
Yeah.
It wasn't a dance.
You said it was a TikTok dance. That's
Yeah, you said it.
Yellow heard it, Bagger heard it, Barry heard
Yeah,
it, Rob
it was
heard
a
it. We all
dance.
heard it.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
You guys must have headphones like Rusty has a microphone.
I mean, I'm happy to ask the chat if they heard you say it too. But I mean, if you're,
I have a question for Rob.
okay.
Why are you always giving us the finger? Why are you so angry, buddy? What's going on?
Well, right now I'm angry because I just had to run back from my toilet from having to relieve myself to answer this question. But go ahead.
You were filing some paperwork?
Yeah.
No, the other one.
Oh, make some lemonade.
Very professional.
That's
Rob,
really
welcome.
that's really rich coming from you, talking about somebody being angry. Just saying.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. He said some words. All right,
So
Barry.
the TikTok video was a guy. He was like, he's like, I bought a car, and the way I bought it was I leased it. And I realized that after 3 years, my lease is up and I don't get the car anymore.
Oh, yeah, that the guy. Yeah.
And he was all mad about it because he didn't know the difference between buying a car and leasing a car. And so a lot of people just screw themselves when they don't know, because the people are regarded.
Highly regarded.
Yeah. So know the difference.
So Barry, if life was a video game, we all know it isn't, what cheat codes would you want to run and why?
Well, I would want to be able to fly. I would want to have unlimited ammo for my guns.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I'll stick with those two.
Good cheat codes. I might steal
Not
them.
really. He can die easily.
Yeah, he didn't go for the invincibility, right?
Yeah.
God mode. Definitely
gotta-
gotta go with God mode.
You got a death wish, Barry? I mean,
You know, I just think eventually I'd get bored and, you know, kind of like the vampires who hate being alive.
yeah. But then you turn into a ghost, which brings me to my next question, right? So, like, if you were a ghost, who would you haunt and why? Would it be yellow?
Easy.
Yellow.
Question. Is this before or after Bitcoin hits 100K?
I mean, that kind of depends on you, doesn't it?
It doesn't matter. It would be yellow.
It would be yellow. You're haunting yellow. You don't even answer why. I know why. He's the best person to haunt. I feel like if you haunted Yellow, he would constantly be like twitchy, right? And it would like come out in the spaces and in the podcast, and it would just be hilarious.
If I haunted Yellow, I would inhabit his cat. I would take over the spirit of his cat.
Leave Zuzu out of this, okay?
No, it's going to be a new cat. A new cat's going to show up on your door one day, and it's going to be me.
All right, so we talked about enough doom and gloom stuff, market collapse, all that fun shit. Tell me why you're hopeful for the future, Barry.
If you are.
Shut up. He's a Bitcoiner. He has to be.
Yeah.
There
has to be some Bitcoin.
They're going to print. So they're going to print, and then Bitcoin will go up, and then hopefully we will move closer to a Bitcoin standard. Hopefully we will learn some sort of no, that's not going to happen. I don't know that I am hopeful, Greg, but we got Bitcoin.
Then if you hold Bitcoin and you think maybe it'll go up in the future, I think you're maybe a little bit hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, there is some optimism. What I think is that, again, we'll continue to print. The rest of the world will de-dollarize. I don't think we go like immediately into a mandible situation or anything like that. But I think it will be good to hold a currency that is not the US dollar in the future. So if you are a Bitcoiner and you hold that, then I think you give yourself an opportunity to continue to live a good life while all of that is going on.
What's a mandible situation for those who may not know?
Where the US kind of cuts itself off from the rest of the world. We decide to actually default on our debt, and the US kind of slowly collapses.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh podcast.
God damn. All right. So, what are you, if anything, building these days?
Before that, aren't collapses like
Uncle lapses?
Aren't collapses in the
Orange.
economy?
Glasses?
Glasses. Orange glasses.
Orange glasses.
Orange
What about
galoshes.
Aren't
like
collapses in the economy anymore like a post-capitalistic, like 100% fact? They always happen now, right?
Yeah.
So why won't it happen again? So, and why does it matter if it happens all the time, every 10 years?
Well, I don't know, Yellow. Like why does it not matter? Is that your question?
No, what's the significance? Like it's like we restart the clock, right? We restart the clock, we do it again bigger and better, let's say in quotations, and it collapses again. And we keep on doing that, right? So I don't know. I don't have a question. It was like a thing I thought.
That we're going to learn nothing and keep doing the same thing.
Hopefully not for long, let's say. Hopefully the Bitcoin thing kicks in and more gets adopted, and slowly we phase out of that cycle, right? Do you see that happening, or is it too optimistic?
I think it happens. I worry that something gets so bad before there's like mass Bitcoin adoption. That would be like my worry, is that the world needs Bitcoin, but not enough people are ready for it. That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that we keep repeating the same thing, and then we just do, more printing, and then that blows up again, and we do more printing, and every time we do that, more and more people see Bitcoin, see the purpose of Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin because they want to maintain their wealth rather than holding it in the collapsing dollar. That I think is maybe the most likely scenario.
So if you
it seems that we would start moving towards a Bitcoin standard when people in the West don't look at it like a way to get rich quick or are looking for a ton of gains, but when they're looking for a place to safely store their wealth, right? And I think that's the issue right now is there's so many people in the West that we don't care about safely storing our wealth. That's not an issue, right? Our issue is, well, how can I make money off of this? Like that's like the mindset, the fiat mindset that's been burned into us since we've been kids is how do I make money off of this thing? And when you look at other people in other countries that aren't focused on that issue, like they're looking for a place to safely store their wealth because they know that they can't trust banks to do that.
Yeah.
Again, that question has two meanings though, Sean. If they're asking how do I make money out of this and they mean dollars, like, yeah, I agree. If they're asking how I make more sats out of this, that's a good thing to happen. Like, it means like the circular economy is like starting up and like,
yeah,
yeah. So,
well, and I think a lot of people look at it like they making money on this is their way out because they're probably paycheck to paycheck. So they don't have wealth to maintain. They want to buy a lottery ticket that's going to get them out of their current shit life that they hate.
Narcissism.
Yeah.
Barry, I'm curious if you see a collapse or recession or some kind of reset on the horizon. What does your prep work look like? What indicators are you looking for to trigger you to say, okay, now it's happening? And then, do you have dry powder set aside? And if so, what are you planning on using that dry powder for? Is it going to be Bitcoin purchases, or are you looking at picking up real estate on the cheap? What's the plan for other Barry? How do you stack assets?
Please tell me it's strippers buying multiple houses.
It's a bubble. Florida. It's a bubble.
It's a bubble. It's a bubble.
Short everything that man said.
I don't know I don't know what real indicators to necessarily look at other than, like if housing prices all of a sudden start dropping or, there's a lot of volatility in markets and they're collapsing. But yeah, I don't know how to predict a recession, Greg. I'm not that smart. What was your other question?
It's easy to predict a recession.
How am I preparing? What?
It's easy to predict a recession. It's when the 2 and the 10 invert.
That's backdated, baby.
So anyway, the other part of the question is when that happens, when and if it happens, do you have dry powder set aside? And if so, what's your strategy? Do you just buy corn with dry powder? Or are you looking at leveraging to pick up real estate on the cheap? How does the other Barry financial warrior progress through this?
I do want to try to buy a house if the market bottoms out. I do have some dry powder set aside. I will probably buy corn unless something really crazy goes bad. I'm pretty set up for about a month or so. So aside from buying Bitcoin or things going south for a very long time, I think I'm good. But like if market prices just drop real low and I still have a job and income, then yeah, I'll go buy a house.
Now would be a perfect time to tell everybody that Rope just went back to the bathroom to finish peeing. So
he can't defend himself.
No, he can't defend himself. So before we get to his British question, I want to make sure that we say thank you to Barry for the time you spent with us tonight so far, because we're getting towards the end here. You've been very generous. So is there anything you're working on, anything you're doing that you want to draw attention to any other Bitcoiners that might be paying attention tonight?
Just keep spreading the word that Yellow mailed shit to Peter McCormick and tell him to give me the mic.
God damn. I did it.
Greg, I make memes. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to talk shit.
Yeah, that's a product. All right, Rope, you back yet? You ready to ask your in it question?
Yeah, I just had to clear my throat real quick. I don't know what you're talking about. Going to the bathroom. So me.
Swallowing all that ice cream.
I can't let it go to waste. All right. Am I doing the questions now?
That is.
Yes, Daddy.
That's where we are. God damn it, Yellow.
Okay. Good morning, Barry. RJ here. If the meme factory did exist, we all know it doesn't. Who would you like? Who would you retweet? And who would you mute?
That was good.
That's great.
That was good.
I would retweet Rope.
Let's go.
Oh, hey Rope, you're back.
Simp.
I would like Yellow, and I would mute Greg because shut the fuck up, Greg.
That's right. And I'll make you regret that right now by giving a shout out to the 58K gang, which you are a part of, which you have not shouted out tonight, Barry.
Barry.
Penis.
That's much better.
A picture of 58 every morning. 58 sats. I'm zapping you on Nostr all the time.
All right.
Since when? When's the last time you zapped me on Nostr, Sean?
It's been like a month.
When's the last time you posted something zappable?
Yeah. I can't keep zapping your morning coffee.
I think Labra is left on Nostr.
Just joking.
You don't think he's right?
Labra is left on Nostr and like wondering where did everybody go?
It's just him and Jack over there. All right. Next
at
up.
the end there, Sean might. Oh, go ahead.
No, you are far more important than anybody else on this this call this evening. Go on.
Can I hear Yellow say that?
No.
Nah.
No, I was just saying, Sean, that's basically why I stopped using Nostr is because I was posting the morning coffee every morning, and that's it.
Yeah. And I was zapping it every morning. And then one day I just stopped zapping it. And I think I stopped getting on Nostr. I would have kept zapping you, but I don't know. Nostr still lacks a lot of functionality. It's still pretty glitchy. Like there's no group chats. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah. At least for Damus, that are lacking. But
who's that guy that said that the fax machine will have, the internet will have the same impact on the world with the fact? Krugman. You sound like Krugman. That's who you sound like. Talking about Nostr.
No, I'm not saying that Nostr will never be good. I think Nostr will be important one day, but I think it's not as important right now as what it could be. This is going to be a clip.
Defend your position.
Can I have the
camera? I like Nostr. I wish.
Can I have the camera? Can I have the camera?
Yeah, it's yours.
You heard it here first, guys. Everybody, you heard it here first. Sean hates Nostr. He really hates Nostr. Sean hates everybody.
Sean hates Nostr.
Right, we're gonna check in with
Yellow sent poop to Peter McCormick.
No, I did not.
And what else
did you make Greg Foss cry? Did you make Greg Foss cry? He
definitely made Greg Foss cry.
No.
Okay, so we know he's lying because Greg Foss came on and said he made Greg Foss cry.
All right, block 840,000. Hit him.
Barry, this is the most important part of the night for me. First of all, shout out to Plebeian. For both of us. I'm staring you in your beautiful eyes, Barry. Do you know what happens to block height 840,000?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, the halving.
Skull, you are smart. And the block height 840,000. That does usher in the halving. We're doing the halving party, as you already know. Are you and your wife coming down or what, man? What do we got to do to get Barry and Mrs. Otherberry down there?
You got to convince Mrs. Otherberry to go to El Salvador.
Okay. Does she always complain about you and how much time you spend on your Bitcoin and your Bitcoin friends and your Twitter stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Now is the chance. Now is the chance where you owe her this.
You owe it to her.
Where she can go to the beach for 3 days, get pampered, get as much alcohol and food as she wants. And that's all thanks to you being a Bitcoiner. So she'll like it, man. So will you. You have a good time down there.
Awesome.
And if not, if anything, she can complain. It's not complaining. It's just like, hey, what are you doing all the time? She can hang out and talk with Greg's wife.
Speaking of the halving party.
Because I'm sure they'll be good friends.
Of course. Speaking of the halving party, I don't know if you guys know the have fun staying poor spirits people. They sent me some samples for the halving party. I got the Genesis block, liquor, and then the 4 commas. I'm gonna taste these tonight. See how
Can we rename it the Have with a HALV? Have fun staying poor.
Oh, you taste all 4 commas. Each one. All right, Barry.
Can we say to the people an update on the halving party, son? Like where we at, tickets wise, prices and stuff like that.
Yeah, currently, what are we at? 100 and I could even bring it up right now. We've got 132 tickets sold in the first 2 weeks, which is really good. A lot of rooms booked already. Over 50 rooms have been booked at the hotel. We just met with the hotel yesterday. They're really stoked. I'm excited about it. Current price of the tickets is $340 and some change. So get them before prices keep going up. Or hit up Malacca if you want to know what the discount is.
Okay.
All right, Barry, tell everybody it's been watching or listening where they can find you and your hilarious memes. And also the other memes and all the other 90% of them.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at OtherberryBTC. There's also a link to Nostr there, but I'm not on Nostr very much. So follow me on Twitter.
You heard it. Follow him on Twitter. All right, Barry, thanks for spending some time with us tonight. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Stay safe.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.
Wait.
Wait, Barry's down.
Making things and stuff for all you.
Black.